Daily sports coverage of the NFL has us in downtown New Orleans at the Caesars Superdome. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. Two men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from the Superdome. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down. These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the visiting Saints who got the victory then, so they'll look for the season sweep here in New Orleans. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They go play action. Winston. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Winston finds his man. It's Thomas. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The end result, 21 yards. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Jeremy Chin there defensively.
When trying to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, yeah.
Touchdown! Chris Olave with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, lots on for the point after. It's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. First and 10 for the Panthers as Corral gets him set at their own 21. On first down, Corral. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
Christian McCaffrey. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Overall, I'd have to say that's just really good team defense because to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
Just a gain of a couple there. And it's 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. On 2nd down, Kamara takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Here's Blake Gillikin now.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. 43 yards on the punt. 7-yard return. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some... Oh, and a bad throw there. It's It's intercepted. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Winston to give. It's Kamara. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. The Saints at 8-8 now on the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Derek Brown collapses the pocket and drops him for a loss of 3. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 15-yard line. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. The tackle by Matthew Ioannidis.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. On play action, Winston. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Taysom Hill, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Saints are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Looks good on the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. Touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Play action, Corral. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 13 yards, first down, Panthers.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game. But in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. They had 2 straight first downs, now a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 1. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Off the play fake. Here's Corral. For Marshall, that's complete. Touchdown, Carolina. Terrace Marshall, 37 yards. And the Panthers have cut it back within a score. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that'll make our score 14-7. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Brandon Smith picks it off.
And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good, and then you give up the touchdown on the last drive, now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. Play fake. Winston. And they'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And some room to maneuver. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 62 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Kamara. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Winston sneaking it, and I don't think he got in. The big bodies up front held him at the 1. Officially no gain on the sneak. Kind of a wasted play there, and now it's 3rd down.
Now that was a little too conservative for my liking. It's only 2nd down, and they try to run the sneak. Give credit to the defense. They pushed them back and set up 3rd down.
This Carolina defense looking to keep him out of the end zone once more. 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Kamara. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
One word comes to mind to me after that last play, and that's alert. That defense took a chance guessing the snap count, and they were so right. Got great push up front, and that forces 4th and goal.
Winston to throw for it on 4. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And the Panthers defense able to deliver the goal line stand. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Over the middle, complete. That's Marshall. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And some space here. Powering forward. And finally, he's taken down at the 18. A big play there from McCaffrey. Give him 52 yards on the ground. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today. A guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game, and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. On the play fake, Corral. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Gonzalez's kick is good, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
From the 27, Winston. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
That's good for the Saints.
Jameis now on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he's going to have a first down here as they're also in the field goal range at the 28.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by J.C. Horn.
And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him. And I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
A first down throw here for Corral.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. After the sack on first down, Corral. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the headlines. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Panthers.
Tommy Tremble
In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Panthers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And it's now 17-14.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Another run with McCaffrey on second down.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And some room to work. Finding room at midfield. And he's going to get this down near the 25. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Play action. Here's Corral. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Throwing again on second down. Corral. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cameron Jordan.
Yeah, that's when we turn you around and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Third and long, Corral. And that will be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
Gonzalez out now to try the Panther field goal. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. Gonzalez's kick is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy on the fly.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for the Saints. First down.
Winston now to throw on first down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. But tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it on there. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To the air again with Winston. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. He'll look to set up his blockers. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sacked on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
3rd and long. Here's Corral.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Here's Johnny Hecker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run it again with Kamara.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 82 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Here's Winston.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Working out of the gun, Winston.
Corral is intercepted again. That's number 3. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Saints force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, I have to say that I've never, ever seen this one before. They get the interception, but instead of taking the football, they accept the penalty.
But, Brandon, you ever heard the term overthinking it? Because that's what it feels like to me. They had the interception. Why are you going to turn that one back? I'm really curious to hear what the explanation would be for making that decision.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
On 2nd and 11 now. Winston looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Saints strike quickly here to tie up the ball game.
Lutz with the extra point, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Their own 18-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs. Because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Demario Davis there on the stop.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The Panthers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Corral from the gun on third down here.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's more. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
4th down, here's Corral. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
He's going to look deep for more. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 50 yards. And the Panthers use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th.
Will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Corral throwing for it.
That's caught, and he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
A 2nd down throw for Winston. And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Brandon Smith picks it off, and he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
33, Saints 21.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And we'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A two-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage are so committed to denying the big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 97 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. First down throw for Winston. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Brandon Smith picks it off. The 40, 20, 10. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And that one makes this a 19-point game.
Makes this score Panthers 40, Saints 21.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a home.
2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, Winston. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on to kick it away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And they will take over first and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And it is starting to appear, thankfully for them, that this is the week they're going to put it all together and end that long losing streak. They're not home yet, but in control in the fourth quarter. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with a tackle. So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, But yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep...
Corral is intercepted again. That's number 3. Picked off by Paulson Adebo.
And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Intercepted. The Saints take over first and 10 at the 20-yard line.
First try for the right arm of Dalton here. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal.
Looked like a pretty smart decision that time to keep the football by the quarterback.
It was, because you saw how the runner got swarmed. So you got to pull the ball from his arms, keep it yourself, and get what you can. And the most underrated player on this play is the running back, because even if he doesn't have the ball, he has to act like he does in order to attract the defense.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Passing, it's Dalton. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Deontay Hardy, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. That's good on the extra point. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
2nd down and right back to McCaffrey.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
108 yards rushing for him now as he is finishing off the regular season with a bang.
And the Panthers first down.
They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Well, Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Carolina,
they played through till the end. A Week 18 victory here means they will finish at 3-14.
And they will enter this offseason with more questions than answers. Meanwhile, for New Orleans,
this loss will mean they finish the season on the wrong side of 500 at 8-9.
And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end.